So let's take a quick look at the filter playground method where you've been adding your filters. And here you see I added the filter for month equals 6, which basically says give me the conferences in June. Then I deployed that to AppSpot, and I went to the APIs Explorer for my project, actually out on AppSpot. This is not in localhost. Chose my method, my playground method, executed it, and you see I get an error, and it's a back-end error. So one thing we can do at this point is to go look at the index viewer in the admin console. To get there, you go to the console.developers.google.com, you select your project, and then over here you choose Cloud Data Store, and then you choose Indexes. You see the indexes that have already been created, and these are what we'd expect. We already searched for this ancestor query, which is basically give me all conferences for a user, where the user was the ancestor of the conference. And then we have this other one where we search for city, topics, and name. Now, if you never actually deployed your app with this filter to AppSpot, you won't see this filter, but that's okay, that's fine. Now what I want you to do is to go back to Eclipse, and I want you to look at the automatically generated index configuration file. So to get to that, sorry this is a little hard to see, but you go into the target directory, you drill down into conference-1.0, then into web-inf, then into App Engine Generated, and you see data store-indexes-auto. Now exactly what you see might be different to what I've got here, but it's perfectly fine if it's blank. It may already have some index configurations in it. Now what I'm going to do is run Conference Central on localhost. Okay, my dev app server is now running, so I'm going to go to the Appies Explorer on localhost. Make sure you're in the Appies Explorer on localhost, not back in your app on AppSpot. Again, we drill down, we go to our filter playground method. I get a response. I don't actually have any items that match that query, but this doesn't matter at this point. So now I go back to Eclipse. I'm going to look at my index configuration file again, and you see that this index configuration entry has been automatically added for me. I didn't write this. App Engine wrote it when it ran the query on localhost. So I'm searching for kind conference, no ancestor. I'm searching for the filtering by city, filtering by month, filtering by topics, filtering by name. Actually, I'm not filtering by name, I'm sorting by name. But to all intents and purposes, a sort order is a filter. So now I'm going to go run my app again on AppSpot. When you deploy your application to AppSpot, the updated index configuration file will be deployed with it, and App Engine will start to build your new index. Back in the index viewer page in the admin console for my app running on AppSpot, I see that my new index is preparing. Now if I actually run this query again, I'll still get an error, and I'll keep getting an error until it's finished preparing. It needs to be ready to serve before I can run the query. So to get ready for the query, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I've got some conferences that will satisfy the query. So I'm searching for conferences in London about medical innovations happening in June. If you made any changes in your query property, you'll need to create a conference that satisfies your query criteria. Okay, let's go and see how our index is doing, see if it's built yet. Okay, good, it has. It's no longer preparing, so it's ready to serve. So over here in the APIs Explorer for my app on AppSpot, I will run my query again, execute it. Oh good, and it found the conference I just created, which matches all the filters on the query. Good. One thing to mention is that when you deploy an app that needs a new index, the request to update the index actually goes into a queue along with other similar requests, so your index may not get updated immediately, and that can be why it may take a little bit longer to prepare than you think it might need to. It's not because it takes a long time to build the index, although sometimes it can, but generally the wait time is just waiting for your request to get to the top of the queue. So another thing that you could do instead of running your query on localhost is that you can create your own index configuration called datastore-indexes.xml. So whatever indexes are defined in either the datastore-indexes file that you created or in the auto-generated datastore-indexes-auto When you deploy your app to AppSpot, both those index configuration files will go up, and any indexes defined in either of those files will be created, and you'll be able to serve queries that use the filters defined in those index configuration files.